All right. So, interesting price action since this morning. We obviously have still been very bearish today. As we can see, we can look at the daily candle. Again, I have M and Q pulled up on the right, and then MES I'm pulling up on the left here. I've got it pulled up already. All right, so very bearish day. Remember that next external liquidity level is not until all the way until these lows here. But ever since, let's just look at a 15-minute real quick. All right, so we made our drop. We've pretty much been dropping the whole time, but we've done a lot of chopping as well. A lot of choppiness here. But some good short opportunities today. And like I said when we hopped off earlier, I said look for NQ to drop, and that's what happened. Like right after I hopped off, and then I ran back to my computer because I looked on my phone. I saw a short opportunity, and I tried to call it out as quick as possible, and that thing just dumped right as I called it out. So I do apologize if you weren't able to see that entry or get in, because literally right as I called it is when it dumped, and it was a little bit quick. Either way, these shorts have been very prevalent today. Let's look at some of our higher time frame stuff real quick. All right, so we've been in this 4-hour and 1-hour bullish imbalance this whole time. We can't seem to break through it. We have not been able to break through this bullish imbalance. Thank you, Wild West. As much as we've tried to push through, we just have not been able to break it. So we keep trading back into that 1-hour, 4-hour. We've gotten all of these touches into this level, and we continue to reject off of it. We can look up on the 15-minute. Remember, we had that bearish breaker, and we've pretty much just been bouncing off our bearish breaker down into this 4-hour busy, and then we formed a bullish breaker down here. Low, high, lower, low, and then we had displacement of the highs over here. Our highest up close candle was this one. So we've pretty much just been bouncing from bearish breaker, bullish breaker, higher time frame imbalance. So just a lot of ranging right now. And every time we come down into a level, we end up bouncing off it. We traded back into the 15-minute. We trade back down into this 1 minute, into our 4-hour, 1-hour imbalance. We trade right back up. So right now, it's the movement right now I'm not loving. I'm not loving this choppiness right here. So we will have to wait for some better price action to step in. Get a little bit more volume. Head into silver bullet hour, catch a good setup. As of right now, I really don't like this. Even though we're kind of ranging up, it's just not good price action to me. Not the best setups. We can look at the 5-minute time frame. We keep trading down. We kept respecting this 5-minute imbalance, and then we finally displaced it. After we displaced it, we ended up heading right back up, and we did not want to continue down to our low of day, which is all the way down here, which I would have expected us to do after displacing that 5-minute imbalance, because it was really the only one holding us up. But it's this 1-minute breaker that's acting as support here that won't really let us continue to drop. It won't let us continue to drop. ES has also been kind of holding us up as well. So, I mean, a few different factors. So right now I'm really just waiting. Obviously, my bias is still very bearish today. We are still extremely bearish on the day. Bearish trend. Everything. We just need to see us really start trading below, trying to take out this bullish breaker block here. We really got to see us come take out this bullish breaker, because we keep on bouncing off of it. We've tested it once, twice, all of these times, right here. We keep testing it, and it keeps holding pretty strong. So we haven't been able to break through it. Same thing with the 15-minute breaker. We continue to test this 15-minute bearish breaker, and we come right back down. So ultimately, I'd want to see these shorts come in and take us to the low of the day. But it's just about time and price, because we can see all of these long wicks on the hourly time frame. Long wick on the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour is about to close, which I wanted to see if it would close with displacement below these equal lows, and it still hasn't. Still hasn't yet. So kind of just caught in this no man's land right now. Caught in no man's land because we're just trapped in between these levels. What I'd really want to see is a breakout. Like we saw earlier. Saw a nice short breakout, and then we were able to catch the longs back up after that. We tried a few shorts. Right, this is when I was trying to short right here, right around this level. Couldn't end up finding the right entry, and then it's when it dumped off. Right, and then I tried to call it the shorts right around here, down to low of the day, right here, which ended up hitting. But ever since then, we've just been doing a lot of ranging. So again, I'm coming to the session with a lot of patience. Really just looking for an A+ setup. And looking for a little bit of some better price action than what we're seeing right now. Definitely want to see better price action than this. So that's what I'm waiting for here. When I see these small 1-minute candles like this, with a lot of wicks, very small bodies, it's not really like what I like to trade, especially when we see us just kind of up, down, we wick down, we try to push up, we fail. We wick down, we try to push up, we fail. We come down, we try to push up, we fail, right? So not really the conditions I like. Hopefully going into silver bullet hour, we're going to see a little bit, you know, something a little bit better. I want to see something a little bit better here. So that's what I'm waiting for. About to close in the hour, about to close in the 4-hour here. Looks like we might not even be displacing this up close candle in the hour. We might not even turn this into an hourly bearish order block, which is at the least what I'd want to see for the shorts to continue. But it seems like these imbalances are really going to keep us up right now. So we got, you know, about 2 minutes until hourly and 4-hour candles close. We'll wait and see what we do. Looks like we're trying to come up and grab buy side liquidity up here. We've got this high up there. We've got this high all the way up here. A few levels of buy side. The thing is, I'm just not bullish biased, and I don't want to see us head up too much. So what I'd be waiting for is if we did come up and take out this buy side liquidity, I'd want to see what kind of reaction we get off of that level. I really want to see what kind of reaction we get off after taking buy side liquidity, trading back into that 15-minute bearish breaker. We displaced on the 15-minute down here and then bounced right back. So right now it's really just a lot of back and forth. We are definitely caught in this twilight zone, bouncing between levels. So again, I really prefer to trade breakouts over the range. Sometimes we can find good setups with the range. It's not what I prefer to trade, but sometimes we take what we can get. All right, so hourly, 4-hour about to close here. Four-hour closed with no displacement. Hourly closed with no displacement. Still bouncing off all of our higher time frame bullish imbalances. So I'm hoping to get some better price action than this, guys. I really want to see something better. And, you know, if we have to wait a while for that to happen, then we gotta wait. Just gotta be patient. Overall, pretty solid day of trading for us today. I know some people are probably around break even, a little bit in the green. I think everybody should be in the green on the day. Everybody should be in the green. I know some people might not be. Some people might not be, but that's okay. That is all right. I wasn't singling you out or anything, Jack. It's just one of those days. All right, so this price action here is more low probability setups, right? Because we don't really see any setups. We see like our bullish breaker here, and we'd want to get an entry off of that, but it's still very low probability, just because of the chop, just because of the range. All right, we want to see more of what we saw earlier, more expansion, like these big legs down, right? The big leg up, the big leg down. Right, we want to catch those big expansion moves. We don't really want to catch this chop. Okay, we're heading right back into that 1 minute. Right back into the 1 minute bullish breaker here. Like I said, every time we've traded back into it, we have bounced. When we've gotten to the 50% once, still bounced from that level. Not too much on the 15 minute. We did bounce from this 5 minute bearish imbalance up top. We did create a few inverse fair value gaps that we are bouncing from. So ultimately, I still want to see the shorts come in. Just going to have to push through this level. We are in silver bullet hour now. We did come up and grab a little bit of buy side. So we could start looking to target some shorts here, if we can really get a good reaction off of an order block, off of a fair value gap, something along those lines. All right, and then we're targeting these lows here. We're targeting these lows down here. So remember, silver bullet, we're looking for typically our 1 or 2 minute fair value gap entries. Just waiting for something like that, waiting for a 1 or 2 minute entry. Maybe a fair value gap, maybe an order block. Create another 1 minute fair value gap here. See if we want to trade into it, if we can get a nice reaction off of it. Try to take it down to the short side, down to this low, maybe down to low day. Be a pretty good target for us. Okay, we're entering into that level. See if we get a reaction off of it, if we're just going to push right through. Need to see a reaction for me to want to get a short entry. Let's look. So 1 hour. So it just depends. We don't always have to have a wick at the top. Typically, you do want to see that. Typically, you do want to see the hourly open up, close down. We can see on our previous hour, we never wicked up. And I know we didn't finish all the way down here, but we still closed down. Right? I mean, so there's a chance we do come up and try to form a wick on the upside on the hour. Right? Grab a little bit more buy side and then go. So typically, yeah, I would like to see a wick on the hourly. A little bit, I like to see that better, especially opening bullish and then closing bearish. So right now we can see we're just pushing right through these two levels. That's why you see me really just wait for a reaction before I do anything. Long wick on the 15 minute. Yes, trading above VWAP again. VIX is pretty bearish now, and YM is still pumping. So let's see if we want to inverse this 1 minute fair value gap. We're already inversing this one down here. Inverse the order block. And now we're coming into this fair value gap here on the 1 minute. And this is just what I mean by the ranging behavior, guys. All this ranging. This is just kind of trying to trap people, trying to fake people out. A lot of fake outs going on, a lot of liquidity grabs, kind of seek and destroy type of behavior. But this is the hour we'd want to see a breakout. So we're still respecting this bearish fair value gap on the 1 minute. Did not inverse it. Created a 2 minute trade into it. Still respecting that one. Still don't like what I'm seeing here in terms of price action. So, I mean, if the longs are going to step in, I want to see them come up and inverse this 1 minute fair value gap here, create a bullish fair value gap, and head up for this high up here. Possibly even up for these highs. We could create a bullish breaker inside of a bullish breaker. That low, high, lower, low. If we displace this high, and we already have this bullish breaker down here, would be a little bit of extra confirmation. We're just not moving the way I want to see us move yet. So really just gonna be patient here. Just wait for an A plus setup. If we don't see that A plus setup, we stay out. A lot of stalling at this level. Still respecting both of our 1 minute and 2 minute bearish imbalances. So just got to have some patience here. This is the type of market conditions that will really test your patience. I really always try to stay out of this stuff. Really try to stay out of this stuff and not get caught up in the 1 minute too much. Yeah, very low volume. Just low volume and a lot of ranging, a lot of chop. This is the stuff that you try to force trades into and then you get stopped out pretty quick. Because you think, oh yeah, this is going to be the breakout. Nope, it's not. Coming right back, stopping you out. And then you think, oh, this is going to be the breakout to the other side. Nope, it's not. We're going to come stop you back out, right? So it's kind of how this price action works. Exactly. Very treacherous waters. I am expecting some, a little bit more movement pretty soon here. I'm not expecting it to be this slow and choppy for the rest of the day. I think we'll definitely pick up some volume. But right now is not that time. Yeah, I agree. I think this market so far is much better than last week. We've had some pretty good setups so far this week. Just overall, much better than last week for sure. Yeah, last week was all over the place. A lot tougher market to trade. Looks like tomorrow we've got a lot of stuff going on in news. A lot of orange folder, yellow folder events tomorrow. Should see some decent price action. And then looking ahead to Thursday, not too much, just a lot of yellow folder stuff as well. One unemployment claims in the morning should move us a little bit. And then Friday looks like we don't have much at all. Just two speakers. So really today, tomorrow, Thursday are the days. Alright, we're still bounced off that 1 minute and off that 2 minute. Good reactions there. Just still not enough confirmation for me to jump into anything just yet. Past 50K yesterday. There we go, Bahama Llama. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're heading down a little bit more. One minute fair value gap here being created. Coming back down for this low. Right back into that bullish breaker again. Let's see if we want to trade up into that 1 minute and see what kind of reaction we get. Nice 2 minute close there. Alright, so let's say we were to get this entry right here. First TP is right here, 73 ticks. I'd want to keep my stop around 35, 36 ticks, keep 1 to 2. I'd be able to keep my stop above that high. Pretty good risk management there. I'd be happy with that. So slow. Alright, these shorts are trying to step in. Didn't want to go and touch into that fair value gap. Really wanted to see us just tap into that one and get a reaction. Haven't touched it yet. Creating a 1 minute order block now. And yeah, sometimes this is going to happen. You're just waiting for your setup. Just wants to run away. Doesn't want to really come back. New low just created another displacement of the lows there. Now here's the issue with taking a short from this 1 minute order block. We're only looking at 43 ticks from that entry. I don't really like that for my risk management. Because I'd want to keep my stop above that order block. Be about 30 ticks, so it's still above a 1-to-1, but I still don't really like that. So shorts are stepping in. All right, now we've taken that first liquidity level. It's what I wanted to see happen, but just wasn't offered the opportunity. So let's see, that next target for a silver bullet would be low of day. Low of day would be that next target. See if we want to pull back at all, give us a chance to get involved. Obviously still a ton of SMT divergence between ES and NQ. ES has barely dropped today at all. ES is technically, it's actually bullish today. So a lot of divergence. So sweeping sell side liquidity, some internal liquidity here. We can see we haven't displaced. We're bouncing from that level. I want to see if we can trade back up a little bit. Try to touch into that 1 minute fair value gap, or that 1 minute order block. We're just going to keep running. We're just going to keep running. We just don't want to touch into any of our levels right now. Another 1 minute order block being formed. Let's see if we close below. All right, long wick forming on this 1 minute. Looks like we're not going to displace previous candle. I would still like to see these shorts come in and just have to see a good entry, guys. I'm not going to force an entry. I do want to see them come into low of the day, maybe even lower than that. Still not displacing this low though. We've got 30 seconds on the 5 minute and we're not displacing that level. Let's see if this 5 minute can close below, get some strong displacement of that low. So still no displacement. We can see we closed above there. Strong move down though. I do like that move down. Want to wait and see if we get some retracement. Maybe back up to that 1 minute fair value gap. Finish out the silver bullet move. Come all the way down to low of day. All right. Order block's not wanting to be made. Running right through that 1 minute fair value gap. Completely displacing this 1 minute. And we're heading right back up for the highs. This is what I don't like about this price action right now. It's just very very all over the place here. It's pretty much seek and destroy conditions. All right, we're grabbing sell side, pumping right back up for the buy side. But we're not really we're not coming back and testing any of our levels for us to get entries off of. Bouncing off that breaker again. Strong pullback on the hourly. Now it really looks like the longs want to step in and go grab buy side. Displacing another 1 minute fair value gap. So this isn't really the type of conditions I love to put risk into until I see us actually tap into one of our levels. So next buy side level is this high right here. And then this high up here, and then those highs that we talked about before. We create another fair value gap here. See if we want to trade into this fair value gap. Give us just an opportunity to get involved. Take it up to the highs. Let me read through. Take previous 1 hour high or low, correct? Correct. It doesn't always have to be the 1 hour high or low, but it is a good base to look at. Reclaim range of previous 1 hour candle with momentum, creating fair value gap, correct. Enter at fair value gap. Yes, you're correct. All right, so I wanted to short down to the low down here, possibly even taking that low. And now that we're reversing, now that we've taken that hour low, now we've created the momentum fair value gaps. Now we're waiting for us to trade back into one of those fair value gaps to look to target the longs. But since we have not traded into them, right, we haven't traded into either one of these fair value gaps, I haven't gotten an entry. That's why. But you are 100% correct there. And now we're taking buy side, but again, and especially during Silver Bullet, we have a very, obvious plan, and when we don't trade into our levels, then I just don't get entries because that's not according to the plan. When you've tested a plan many times, it's probably important to stick to that plan. Once you start going away from that, that's when you start going away from that discipline and creating bad habits. So if we would have traded into this fair value gap, boom, looking for an entry. If we would have traded into that fair value gap, looking for an entry. Since we didn't do any of that, I'm staying out. And obviously, it's playing out like we wanted to see. Come up, grab that buy side after grabbing sell side. But, we just didn't get the opportunity to be able to get an entry. Still waiting on your PAs. Oh, that can be annoying when they just take forever to give you your account. All right, we got a 1 minute order block here. Maybe create another fair value gap here. And we could look for a fair value gap entry to take up to that liquidity level. We could still get about 71 ticks out of it. And maybe even see if we're going to try to take that next level of liquidity. So we create this fair value gap here. Wait for us to trade into it. look for a long entry. And just notice how every time we do that, we're not trading back into the level we want to see us go. We are not trading back. We create a fair value gap, order block, we just don't trade back into it. Now what I'm not going to do is try to chase price and try to get entry up here, and then price finally does come into that fair value gap that we were waiting for, and we have a pretty bad entry. Yeah, so during Silver Bullet, all I'm waiting for, guys, is exactly what you're talking about, right? That liquidity sweep, preferably of a 1 hour candle, and then waiting for that momentum fair value gap to trade into. Exactly. And we got that, but we just didn't ever trade into one of those fair value gaps. So that's why you haven't seen me get an entry. You're pretty much just looking for that first 1 minute fair value gap after the liquidity sweep to target that entry. So usually what you want to see happen. But sometimes we're going to run away and not come back and then create another fair value gap later on that we can trade into, and we can still look to take that entry. Even if it is up here, I'm still willing to take that entry to try to catch it up to that high up top. All right, because that's an internal level, and then we have, you know, a few external highs up in that breaker. So I'd love to see us trade back down into this fair value gap. 1 minute and 2 minute fair value gaps here. Get a good reaction. Get a nice entry in the longs. Catch it up to that next level. All right, okay, so this is where I want to get my entry. This is where I want to get my entry at. Just make sure we get a reaction here, and then I'll look for a long entry. All right, I'm going to test them out here. Half a lot long entry there. Obviously it's higher up here. Just waiting for that reaction. I'll put my stop down below the fair value gap, 30 ticks at 25.28. Just half a lot right now. Let you know if I had into a full. So this is that Silver Bullet entry. Obviously it would have been better to have it down here in that fair value gap, but I still think this one looks pretty good. I'm going to add into a full here. Just add into a full. Entry moved up a little bit. So now we're not looking at too much reward. We're looking at about 50 ticks. So right now my stop is around 34, 35 ticks. So I don't like the risk to reward too much. It's like a 1.43. But I want to keep my stop underneath that fair value gap, just in case we want to trade back into it. So again, the ideal entry for this move would have been down here, but we never wanted to go down into that level. And right, if this one doesn't work out, well then we wait for a different entry if we trade back lower. So now I'll wait for a different entry. But even in Silver Bullet, I don't really care. I'm looking for that first fair value gap that I see us tap into to get that entry. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. But that's that entry I'm always looking to take. So ideally, down here would be the one I want to take, or this one here. But I'm still even looking for this entry. I'm even looking for a re-entry here. Still looking for a re-entry at this point, because we still haven't taken that liquidity level up top. Now we trade into a 5 minute fair value gap below. Just want to see this start to turn green here to get a re-entry. Alright, I'm getting a re-entry here. half a lot right now because I don't want this to come down and try to fill some more fair value gaps. I got filled pretty high again. Got filled way too high on that. Let's see, I'll put my stop below this fair value gap again, 25.27. I want to put it below. Yeah, I'll put it at 25.2. Put it at 25.27. Let's see what our reward is looking like. Yeah, 53 ticks. Yeah, I'll have to keep it there just for risk to reward. Again, don't want to add it to a full here. Right now, this is not getting the follow through that I wanted to see happen. It's not getting the follow through. We're still bouncing off that 1 minute, 5 minute, 2 minute fair value gaps, which I want to see. But we are keeping a pretty tight stop here just because we don't have a lot of reward for our first TP. Again, we'll see. This could be one of the only moves we see happen in this hour. So I still like the silver bullet longs. They're still there. If we start to pump again, I'll add into a full one more time. Like that. I want to see us keep pumping. I'll add into a full. I'll give this one more shot here, guys. I will give this one more shot. And we're not seeing the follow through again. So we'll see. I'm down to give this one more shot. Still see these silver bullet longs. Still want to see them come in. Take off some TP up at 25.49. Just not the follow through I was expecting here. We're just stalling a little too much. 5 minute looks very good. The 2 minute looks very good. And the 1 minute is starting to look better. It's looking a little better. Okay, now we're starting to see a little bit of follow through. We're going to need to see some more than that though. Don't want to see us wick back down. Got to go grab that next level of liquidity at the highs. So again, we're struggling. I still love this setup. Oh, why did I place? Just filled me. Let me check my other Apex account. Okay, so we're in. There we go. Let's see if we can reach that first TP level. We're still really struggling here. We're struggling to push through, but we are in profit. I do like that. Just want to see us pump right through that high. I want to see us pump right through that next high. Create a higher high here. We're bouncing off the 15-minute breaker block. Okay, so I just jumped into this on a PA account as well that I have on Apex, and I jumped into it with a few minis, so I'm going to test it out on a PA account as well. So I've got it on our eval accounts, and then I just jumped in on a PA account. So I want to see if this one will come through. So my entry on the PA is a little bit higher, but this is our original entry. I'm looking for the same TP levels. There we go. Okay, there we go. I need to place a stop loss for that PA there. Okay, so I'm in, I put in 2 minis on a PA. Oh, there we go. All right, so first TP just got taken. Moving my stop loss to break even here. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to start trailing. Oh my goodness, guys. What is going on here? Okay. I'm going to start trailing. It won't let me trail. It won't let me trail. Come on. Let me trail here. Okay, my account's got all like messed up here. Okay, I want to trail my stop. I don't know what's going on with these accounts. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to move a stop up here. You know, I'm just going to scale out, honestly, completely. I think I'm just going to scale out completely here, guys. And it's still, I don't know what's going on with this account. It won't let me scale out here. My account's tripping on me again, guys, and it won't let me scale out. Okay, there we go. All right. Man, that was a little bit hectic. So I just got out completely there. That was hectic. Still a great winning trade. I will take that. Not sure why my account was it was tripping out on me again. Okay, so I scaled out on my eval accounts there. I'm still holding on my funded account on Apex. I'm still holding on my funded account. So let's see how many. That was a little bit all over the place. Okay, so I haven't even taken out a TP on my funded account yet. I thought I said a TP. So I'm going to sell one con. So I just sold one con on my funded account. Where's my break even on that account? All right, let me pull it up. So I've got break even on my funded at 25.3875. Yes, the evals are with Apex. Okay, well, that was pretty nice there. That was a pretty nice trade. That one really just exploded right when we got in. Or not, just a little bit after we got in. Sorry for the confusion there. I was just trying to manage my trades across a few different accounts. Ended up kind of because I was trading between micros and minis, so it's kind of getting a little bit messed up there. So I'm completely out of the eval accounts. So we're trading 50K accounts on the evals. 50K accounts on the evals. And then this funded account I have on Apex is 150K. So I was trading 2 minis on that one, on that trade. So I sold one, and now I'm just holding one runner on that funded account because this one really started to expand here. We might keep going for our next liquidity level, so I'm down to keep it where it's at. My entry on that funded was at 25.3875. So that's my entry. So I sold one, and now I'm just holding on to one right now with my stop at break even. But with those evals, I just decided to sell everything because it was kind of all over the place. I didn't want it to come back on us. But again, this one could go to this next liquidity level here. I mean, there's potential we go all the way up to this next level up here. So I'm like, yeah, I'll hold on to a runner with my funded and just kind of see what happens. So next level got hit. That's another good TP level there. If anybody's still holding, that's another very good TP level there. So we just hit about 148 ticks. So yeah, I'll just keep holding on to this. Oh, you know what? I can actually, here, I'm going to stop streaming real quick, and then I'm going to share my account here. You might be able to see. Oh, it's on NQ. Never mind. I forgot it's on NQ. Alright, so anyways, my Oh, you know what just happened? Okay. All right, so I figured out where I went wrong. So you know how I'm doing copy trade on the eval accounts, so I have a group set for that one. When I switched over to trade minis, it put minis on the eval account too, but only on one of them and not on the other one, which I don't know why it did that. So one of the eval accounts just exploded, and the other one just for some reason is only up like 85 bucks. So I'm not really sure what happened there exactly. I think they kind of combined the copy trader for some reason between, because I was copy trading a funded account and a different eval account as well on with the minis. Man, so that was all over the place. But either way, guys, again, I apologize for the confusion, but either way, that should have been a winning trade for everybody. Even if you're still holding, you could have your stop into profit. You could have your stop at break even. You could keep holding this one. You could sell everything. Moral of the story, no matter what, we hit over 150 ticks there. Still a great trade, so I'm happy. So I'm still holding on to this this funded account long right now. And we're sitting above VWAP. This one really could keep running. I still have my stop at break even, just because I want to let this one keep running. The only thing I don't like doing about that on Apex is, the trailing drawdown, especially if you have a funded account, and you have profit to take. Sometimes you want to just take that profit. But again, I don't really mind letting this one go, keeping my stop at break even. I'm honestly pretty, open to doing that after seeing how much we really expanded there and how we're trading above VWAP and how there's still buy side liquidity to be taken here. So what I'll probably do is move my stop into profit now. Honestly, I'll probably move it into profit. I just moved my stop up to 25.5525, just below VWAP. Just below that 1 minute order block there. And I'll just keep holding on to this one. Just keep holding on to it. See how far it wants to run. Because that next level isn't, all the way until that high, which is 279 ticks. We are inside of that 15-minute breaker still. So we could see us start to reject off this level. And we do have a 15-minute imbalance up top as well. Up here. Right where that liquidity level is. So, again, we could see some rejection here. We could see some rejection once we reach that level up there. So I'll just keep trailing my stop as we go. The VIX is pumping, which is interesting. But, I still like this. I don't see any reason yet to sell until we start seeing us really, really dropping. Obviously, we took liquidity. We are in the bearish breaker on the 15-minute. So, yes, you could sell. Or you could take 75% off, 50% off, and trail your stops close. Right? There's always different ways you can play these trades. And I think it's all dependent on your trading style. I just like to tell you what I'm doing. And then you can kind of base your trades off of that. Or you can completely come up with your own trading style. Take TPs how you want. Along those lines. That's what I'm talking about, Shosky. Let's go. All right, so now I'd probably move my stop loss up a little bit more. Probably move it up. I'm going to move it up to 25.6250. So now my stop loss is at 25.6250. So it's right around VWAP. That's my new stop loss. Right around VWAP. And we'll see if we want to keep running to the next liquidity level. We just closed on the 15-minute, which closed very, very bullish, displaced the previous high, but still closed inside of that breaker. So we'll see if it wants to come down and stop me out here. Either way, I'm pretty happy with that trade overall. Typically, I don't like to, trade that many accounts at once unless I'm copy trading them. All right, now I got stopped. So now I'm out. Now I'm out completely. So that was pretty nice, guys. I think that's a good way to call it a day. I think that's a good way to end our day. I don't think we're gonna need much more than that. I think everybody should be set after a trade like that. Would you guys agree? Of course, AZ Sunshine, no problem. Hopefully you guys would agree. Even after taking that first loss, I think that should cover the losses and you should be in the green. Hey, there we go. You went way over, Bahama Llama. I'm assuming if that's an eval. Hey, maybe I should have kept my stop a little bit lower, huh? Hindsight 2020. All right, guys. Well, great day today. Appreciate you all. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Hope you stay safe. Go enjoy yourself. Take care of that body. Take care of that mind. Great first 2 days for us of the week. What's the prop account? Okay, so one of them, since I accidentally traded mini on one of them, I did not mean to, is now up to like 1,500 in profit. The other one is still only sitting at like 700 in profit. So a little bit of a difference there. Didn't mean to trade minis on it, but I guess it worked out. Either way, we'll get the other one up to where that one is. All right, guys. Well, awesome day. Awesome start to the week. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep it going tomorrow. Keep killing it. All right. Hold on to those profits. We'll try to make some more tomorrow. All right, guys. God bless. Peace.